So for me, at the last meeting, one of the most impactful community comments I recalled hearing was from a mom who was at the podium. And she shared a story about an interaction with her daughter last year as she was getting ready for school in the morning. And her daughter was kind of frantic with worry because the shorts that she and her mom had purchased recently might not go all the way down to her fingertips when stretched down to her side. And I've heard stories from other moms and parents about how hard it can be to shop, especially for girls when they're going back to school. And this mom assured her daughter that it would be okay. But they went back and forth worrying about it. And what saddened me about that story is that student may have had a math test that day, or she might have had a science lab, or some presentation. But instead of thinking about that, she was worried if her shorts might not quite be long enough. And I think this is predominantly a problem for girls and parents with girls. So you'll see no language in this draft about clothes going to fingertip lengths, or about the width of straps, or the depth of a neckline. Rather, it just sets a foundation for student dress, expects students to be dressed suitably for the activities to which they take part in at school. In addition, the policy states that the school district is responsible for seeing that student attire doesn't interfere with the health or safety of any student, and that student attire doesn't contribute to a hostile or intimidating atmosphere for any student, and that the enforcement of this dress code will not reinforce or increase marginalization or oppression of any group based on race, sex, gender, or body type or size.
My first issue is with bullet point number 4, under items students cannot wear. It reads, I'm looking at the policy, 3224P. Yeah. Under students cannot wear, bullet point number 4, gang-related apparel is defined by local law enforcement. I realize that student safety is of the utmost importance to the board, the superintendent, and the rest of the OSD staff, and I'm not questioning your motivation on this item. I am, however, uncomfortable with the idea that just because a school has a minority population, it must therefore follow that they have a gang problem. I also find the gang-related reference racially based. There are a number of organized groups that promote violence and criminal activity that are not traditionally identified as gangs, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, motorcycle clubs. So restricting clothing simply to gang-related ignores the existence of these organizations and specifically calls out only minority populations. Personally, I would like to see this bullet item removed. However, if it's considered an important safety item, I would suggest that it might be less biased to reword it as apparel identified by local law enforcement as belonging to or identifying one as a member of any violent or criminal group.
Imagine what you would wear if you were going to a sports event or to the beach or attend a concert or go dancing. What you wear can be task appropriate, but it also inspires a mood and an atmosphere. So it is with school. I am concerned that the proposed dress code allowing midriffs, short attire, cleavage, and spaghetti straps will foster a casual approach to learning and cause distractions to learning. Students can wear this attire outside of school, according to their parents' decisions and so forth. At school, achievement is founded on students positively engaging in their learning and choosing a rigorous work ethic. I am hoping that the Dress Code Revision Committee and Superintendent Murphy will consider continuing to not allow spaghetti straps, midriffs, and cleavage in school dress, but also support school counselors and educating staff in how to address violations of the dress code with care and kindness and with knowledge.
I'm a strong believer in providing expectations for kids. I think it helps out, kind of like what Monica expressed. I pretty much ditto hers and sit down, but I work in a business environment, and I feel that our jobs as parents and at home, as well as educators, is to set up our children for success for after the school and after they graduate and they move on for their careers. And I want to make sure that we help them to understand that there are expectations that they have to meet in life, and it's not just whatever they want to show up with, but really that we need to be prepared for whatever the current expectations are. I've had many different jobs, different dress codes within them, all of them some level of professionalism. Some have been more casual than not, but I think it's important that kids know that there's certain standards that we have to meet for those